Welcome everyone back to weekly weather updates, and in today's video we're going to have a look at the latest from the live radar, run through the weather warnings, as we do have thunderstorm warnings issued for some areas over the next couple of days, as we are going to see some big thunderstorms in places. They don't look terribly widespread, as we'll look at the latest UKV, but as I said, they could be pretty severe where they do occur. So we'll look at the UKV, look at the temperatures and the precipitation over the coming days. As I said, heatwave conditions for many over the coming days, a repeat of today and yesterday. As I said, with that added thunderstorm risk on top. As we head into the longer range, that the heat does cool off, and we are likely to see temperatures returning back towards average, but still more likely to be average to above average as we head into early August. So do remember, if you enjoy my videos, do like and subscribe, and remember to follow me on Twitter as well, the link's in the description. Now to start on the live radar, you can see it is a very dry evening tonight, and you can see very little in terms of shower activity, but there is shower activity across parts of France. Here, a few heavy thunderstorms are breaking out, and this is just the beginning of that instability that is slowly moving in. Now the instability is going to mainly stay out towards the southeast and offshore through Wednesday, but where it does drift inland, there could be some pretty hefty thunderstorms, and we'll look at those weather warnings for that in a second. But I do put on the temperatures on the map around 9 PM, another very warm, hot evening with the hottest temperatures down across southern England, where it's still into the mid-20s. And if you look at the top temperatures today over in NetWeather, again, these are not all the temperatures available, but they are the ones hit on NetWeather. And you can see the top temperature around the 30 to 31 degree mark quite widely. I'm going to probably hit that once again tomorrow, could even nudge higher, 32 degrees. But I think today, Tuesday, that is, looked like it was going to be the hottest day from a majority of the runs. So I doubt we'll get much above 32 over the next few days, but you can never rule it out. I think that could be the top temperature we do see. Now, to have a look at those weather warnings now, we start on Wednesday. Thunderstorm warning issued across the south and east. Now, it looks quite large. It comes into force at midday, lasting until midnight. But as I see from the latest UKV in a minute, which is backed up by many other runs, it doesn't look like it's going to be massive activity. And after you look at the further detail, you see whilst many places will stay dry, a few thunderstorms are likely to break out on Wednesday. These are possible at any time, but more likely during the afternoon and evening. Where these occur, 20 to 30 millimetres of rain is possible within an hour, and perhaps as much as 50 millimetres in a couple of hours. The latter more likely across southeast England and parts of East Anglia. And during the evening, lightning will be an additional hazard. Again, you can see it's medium impact, low likelihood. So again, opening the door for the risk of thunderstorms, but clearly stating that it is a low risk at this stage. But where it does occur, it could be pretty impactful indeed. And if you look at Thursday, the warning is much more widespread, covering much of England and Wales. And you can see this is from midnight, from 1 AM on Thursday until midnight on Thursday, fresh the whole of Thursday. Multiple rounds of heavy showers and thunderstorms are forecast on Thursday and may lead to some disruption. You see the risk is much higher on Thursday. You can see there is some uncertainty, but thunderstorms may affect southeast England during the early hours of Thursday, perhaps also extending into parts of East Anglia where these occur. Rain accumulations of 55 to 40 millimetres, 25 to 40 millimetres are possible in an hour, with a small risk of over 60 millimetres in a couple of hours. Again, further talk about other areas of heavy thunderstorms and some more persistent rain at times, just generally a higher risk. And that's why we've got medium impact and a low likelihood. So slightly higher in likelihood, because that risk is slightly higher, because we are going to see multiple rounds and it is going to be further inland and more widespread. Now, to have a look at the latest UKV, you can see it is pretty dry through this evening, and as we head into Wednesday, another dry morning. But look out to the far southeast corner, from big thunderstorms breaking out across France. They're really on the bottom right of the picture, really tucked away there behind the bottom of the screen. And you can see they could drift inland for parts of Kent, towards the London area perhaps at times, but the majority of the time they stay offshore and out towards France and the near continent. Now, it doesn't mean it's not going to occur. It just means it's less likely, and at the moment, it's more likely, as said, to stay just offshore and drift inland for a time through Wednesday afternoon. As we head into Thursday, though, activity much higher. The activity taking off through the early hours of Thursday morning could be very active around rush hour, for eventually seeing another batch of scattered thunderstorms breaking out during the afternoon before slowly clearing away. Again, we'll look at this in more detail tomorrow, as it will be deciphered a little bit better. We can see multiple batches of severe thunderstorms, and again, persistent during the morning, and then more scattered during the afternoon. As we head into Friday, again, there could be a little bit of activity around, but mostly it's a weather front pushing in from the west, bringing fresher conditions, which does turn a bit more showery and slightly more unsettled for the weekend, but nothing too crazy. Again, if we have a look at mixed level Cape, you can see Cape is reasonably high through Wednesday for southern and western areas, but really a little in the way of trigger, and that is why we don't see too many storms. Cape picks back up for Thursday, and you can see it is pretty high indeed for many areas, before slowly degrading away through Friday and Saturday. If you look at the 2 meter temperatures now, again you can see top temperature around the 31 or 32 degree mark today. Very hot indeed. You see by Wednesday similar temperatures, slightly further westwards though, again 30 to 32. Pretty much a repeat of today, just like slightly more westwards oriented because of that rain, thunderstorms in the far southeast. As we head into Thursday, again, could see similar conditions once again in terms of temperatures, back towards the 30 degree mark, but maybe not quite as widespread, and up and down England and Wales, and because of all the showers, cloud and storms around. Into Friday, last day of real any heat, and I see the temperatures once again getting up towards the 30 degree mark in the east. Very hot indeed, but getting swept away, and by Saturday and into Sunday, temperatures back towards the mid to low 20s instead. Now, if you have a look at the latest GFS to see what is in store as we head into early August, you can see the heat across Europe at the moment with higher pressure slowly getting swept away by fresher westerly winds into early next week. And that does win out as we progress into early August. Yes, could be some build of pressure at times, but the majority of the time here from the GFS, we do keep more of a westerly flow, which could still have a bit of heat at times, but nothing too persistent. If we do compare to the GM, again, a westerly flow coming in later this week, bringing fresher conditions for all, and you can see as we head into early next week, though, westerly wind continues, actually going pretty unsettled indeed, and out towards day 10, keeping that fairly flat westerly flow coming in off the Atlantic, and you can see kind of oscillating between warmer and cooler air masses. So not cold, not amazingly hot, just kind of up and down. Finally, compared to the ECMWF, again, very similar. Westerly winds breaking back through into early next week. PPL's pretty unsettled all the way to day 10. Again, we'll have to keep a close eye on it. You can see a bit of an ex-tropical system there coming out of the northern Atlantic. We're starting at the time of year that could affect us. But again, nothing too crazy here by day 10. And if we finish by looking at the latest ensemble, we see it's very warm, hot at the moment, trending back towards average as we head towards the weekend and starts of next week. We're still looking above average all the way to the middle part of next week, and then generally hovering around average for the middle portion of August, with precipitation fairly up and down. And then if we finally compare to the ECMWF ensembles, again, it's looking broadly very similar. Very warm at the moment, trending back towards average to slightly above average over the next week, and then oscillating in and around average for the earlier part of August. Some big precipitation spikes, though, in the next couple of days, and that's all due to those thunderstorms that could be arriving through Thursday. So I have to keep a very close eye on it. Still another day away before we can really look at those Thursday storms in detail. But the risk is there for Wednesday. Just don't think it's anywhere near as high as Thursday's risk. We'll have a few more runs when we look at it tomorrow. But for the time being, make sure to keep up to date with the warnings and have a look at the live radar. Of course, if you've got any plans, that's the best way to know when storms are bubbling up. But anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you again for another video soon.